Let's discuss about closures. A closure is a function declared inside a function, and we use anonymous functions to form closures. We have seen anonymous functions in previous video. It's nothing but a function definition without a name. Now let's say you have a function f which calls function g, and f is the only function which calls g multiple times. So instead of declaring g outside the function, we can make it a inner function of f. This will reduce the number of declarations at package level. After making g inner function of f, this function can access all the variables in f and also modify them. Closures become more useful when you pass functions as parameters or written functions. So here is an example of passing functions as parameters where we are using a closure. What we are doing here is sorting a slice. I have a slice people of type person and I'm trying to sort it as per their ages. If you carefully observe, I'm directly accessing people. How is it possible? I don't have any reference to people here, but I'm able to access it. The reason being, this function will be a inner function. So it can access variables of its enclosing functions. They are sorted as per the ages. Next, we have returning functions from functions. So here I took a function which is returning a function with one parameter int and return type int. You can see base2 is a function where return type is int and parameter is int. That's the one here. This is stored in base2. Will look something like this. Yeah. We're basically multiplying 0 to 3 to both 2 and 4, and the values are here. Yeah. That's about returning functions from functions. Next, we have differ keyword. Usually, our projects are not small. They're huge. The program is huge, right? So if we have a function which accesses a file, does some manipulations and forgets to close it, so what will happen? Meanwhile, when the program is running, if I try to access this file, I will get a error saying this file is being used by some other process and we can't open it. So we can't access this file until and unless the program is done. It's really important. Once we access the file and our work is done on that, we close it. So differ is used to do those cleanups. This runs at the end of each function after return. So I'm trying to access a file and the file will be provided in the command line, and trying to read that and output the contents of the file in our console. If you see the execution flow, this file is not closed before 78th statement. This will be executed at last, at the end of the function. So why did I write here? You can also do it here. But why here? It's just that it's easy for me. I need not look and search for all the files which I've opened and tried to close it at the end of the function. One thing to remember is that I can defer multiple closures in a Go function. That means I can open another file and I can also close it in the same function. But the execution flow is last in first out. So I created a file here and let's give it as input. You can see the contents of the file are printed. Yeah, so that's it. So the next point, deferred functions can modify return values of the surrounding function. I took a basic example. We have function sum which will add two integers. I'm trying to return sum, difference to sum, and here I'm trying to modify the same value which I'm returning, right? Sum plus 1. This will be executed after return. Let's see the value of sum. 1 plus 2 will be 3, but because I have said sum plus 1 in differ function and it will be executed at the end, we should have 4. Yeah, 4. That's what modifying the return values. This functionality allows us to take actions based on the errors. We have a function here, do some inserts, which will return a error in case the DB inserts are not been done properly. If statement 98 has some error, then it will return the error, and after that differ function will be executed. And if you see, if there is no error, we will commit it, otherwise we are going for a rollback. This is very useful for database transaction cleanups. A common pattern in Go is for a function that allocates a resource to also return a closure that cleans up the resource. So here is the function getFile, which will take name of the file as parameter, and it is returning file, function, and error. Function that allocates a resource should also return a closure that cleans up the resource. If you see, I am returning a closure which will close the resource, that is this file which I have opened, right? I can use the same function here. Let's change it. I'm returning a closure error, and this will be get file. Yeah, that's it. Let's execute, and yeah, it got printed. That's about different closures. Thank you.